Shalom. Welcome to Hebrew Literacy. We are continuing today with our visual learning, directed immersion, walking through the book of Exodus. We'll be in Exodus chapter 28, verse 40. All the previous chapters and verses we have here. If you've missed them before, you can certainly learn those as well. I just would like to bless all of you. May Adonai give you amazing understanding, abundant excitement, and supernatural memories in your journey in Lashon HaKodesh. All right, so let's get started. Verse 40 says, just do a scan through here, ולבני Aharon, ולבני Aharon, taaseh kutanot ועשית lahem avneitim. ומינבa'ot taaseh lahem לכבוד ולתפארת. All right, one word at a time. ולבני Aharon. So here we have a construct chain. And we have inseparable preposition, lamed. So lamed. Two or four. And of course, the vav is our conjunction. Now, le belonging to Bnei Israel. You guys know this one already. Oh, I'm sorry. In this case, it's Bnei Aharon, the children of Aharon. Because Aharon is definite, it's a name. It will impart its definiteness to the words in front of it in the chain. So in this case, now or and le belonging to or for the Bnei Aharon. I keep wanting to say Israel because it's such a common phrase. The sons of Aaron. Here it's sons because we're talking about the priests. So instead of children, like Bnei Israel, we usually translate children of Israel, but this is Bnei Aharon. These are sons of Aaron. The sons of Aaron. Taaseh. The to tells us, reminds us of the tav in the word atah. Which means you. So to from atah, you will make. Taaseh, you will make. Kutanot. This means tunics. You'll make tunics. The singular is kutנת or kutanet, and here it's kutanot, ot with the plural. So tunics. Vasית. Again, the ta. Reminding us of the ta in a ta. Notice in the first word, up over there, it starts the verb, right? See it? Taaseh. Because that verb is imperfect. In the imperfect verb, the ta at the front, that's where we put the ta in front. Over here, this is a verb in the perfect. So in the perfect, we put it at the end. Vasito. But this one has a trick up his sleeve. It's actually going to be imperfect, right? It's also going to be like our future. And the trick is the vav conversive. are vav, or so-called wow, conversive. If you read any scholarly papers on Hebrew, I was thinking about it, so I did it. It's going to call it a wow, W-A-W. There's really no question in academic circles if this was a V or if it was a W. So I have a video on that on this channel if you're curious how the ancient Vav was pronounced. And those people who are saying that God's name is Yehovah are just off their rocker. Okay, nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks this. Okay, except people who don't really know Hebrew so well. Ve'asita, and you shall make lahem, lahem, for for ham, for them. Oh, hold on, my equipment's acting strange. Hold on. We like to do the suffixes in yellow. Hem means them. So lahem for them. Avneitim. Of course, the im, that's just a plural masculine or plural common ending. Im, like adding an S in English. And an avnate is a sash or a girdle that goes around the midsection. So, again, let me zoom in for those of you on smaller devices. By the way, this video is being recorded in UHD, that's ultra high definition, 4K video. So if you have a high-res device or a big TV or something, you should be able to change the settings with the gearbox to make it UHD. If it's not showing right now, then just give it a couple hours. It sometimes takes YouTube several hours for the higher resolutions to be available. ולבני Aharon, now for the sons of Aaron, taaseh, you shall make kutanot, tunics, ועשית, and you shall make lahem, for them, avneitim, sashes or girdles. Okay, just clean up the chicken scratch. Next line. Uminba'ot. So here we've got the ot. Now, usually I use pink for special emphasis, but I'm going to use it for the ending here because we had the blue over there for the masculine plural. Now I'm going to use the hot pink, the magenta for the feminine plural, just in case there's some new people in here. You can start with any of these videos and learn through the directed immersion. You don't have to think. Someone wrote me, "Oh, I'm so far behind." I said, "So just jump where we are." It's okay. Presumably, you're going to be reading the Bible over and over and over again in Hebrew anyway, right? So if you miss some chapters, it's fine. How's that different than if you were following along in some English version of the Bible, right? So it's okay. Just be with us. Just keep moving. Keep moving. Do something every day. So this is our feminine plural. Okay. And migba'ot means headbands. Headbands. And the reason we have u here, this is and. Again, it's a conjunction. Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Putting clauses together and making some kind of sentences. I don't remember the whole thing. Schoolhouse Rock. So, U is and. And. Notice it's the same as here, although here I translated then or so. It's just we point it as u when it comes before a labial. That's a letter that you use the Latin labi, lips, your lips for, to make the sound. So here there's a mem. So when the vav comes before a labial, we make it into u. And to. I say to. We have another a do. Okay. You shall make. You say you shall make lahem for them. I don't want to draw the line all the way there, so I will just do it here. For them. What shall you make for them? Lechavod. So lamed is 2 or 4. I'm going to translate it 4 here. For chavod. Chavod is like honor. U and you might be thinking, why is it and? L is not a labial. Well, the rule is actually it's a bit longer than I shared. If the word starts with a labial or it has a schwa under the first letter, and here is you see we've got the schwa right there. So we point it as u. I've shared with you guys before the bump schwa rule is a mnemonic for remembering that. U and le for tifaret, which usually this word, tifaret, usually it's written with this letter here, this vowel here, the is also here. So usually we would find it as tiferet. But because it's the last word in the verse, see we've got the little thing that looks kind of like 2 diamonds or a colon there. That's the sof pasuk. That means it's the end, the sof, the end of the pasuk, the verse. Like in Yiddish, one of the names for God is the Ein Sof. He's Ein without Sof, without end, right? Ein, like from German, and Sof from Hebrew, the Ein Sof. That's Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And then, so when you have the last word in the verse, it's going to have this guy here, this little vertical bar. That's called a shiluk, and he's quite demanding. He demands the vowel be lengthened if at all possible. So the sagol, which is actually just a short vowel, if you've learned those, you don't have to learn that, but if you have, you'll kind of see it over time. It gets lengthened to a comet's long vowel here. So for those of you who know some more advanced things, do not confuse that with a medtag. They look the same, but it's not a medtag. Yeah. All right, great. Time check. Okay. Take your pictures if you're going to take a screenshot or something. I am going to change to the next verse in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Actually, I should read through it one more time, shouldn't I? I'll just read through it. Okay, we'll just read through it. We'll read through it without zooming in or anything. ולבני Aharon taaseh kutanot. Now, or and for the children of Aaron, taaseh, you shall make kutanot, tunics. ועשית, and shall make you lahem, for them, avneitim, sashes or girdles on the midsection. And Immersion, and headbands. Taaseh, you shall make lahem, for them. Lechavod uletifaret, for honor and for glory. Oh yeah, I was talking about the spelling of tiferet. I don't think I translated. Honor and glory. A lot of times you'll see kavod and tiferet. They kind of go together. Right? There's commentaries about who the glory is for, right? And who the honor is for, etc., etc. Anyway, we won't get into that. Next verse. Verse 41. Let's scan it. והלבשת otam et Aharon achikha ve'et banaiv ito umashachta otam umileita et yadam ve'kidashta otam ve'chihanu li. Okay. All right. V'hilbashta. The ta, of course, as I vocalized it, it's a verbal affix. Again, reminding us of the ta in a ta. And sometimes you'll actually see this written with a hey after it also. So ta, meaning you. And it's hard to see, isn't it? In Israel, the colors of the flag are blue and white, right? So it's kind of a euphemism for patriotism. The blue and white, right? Like in the States, people might say the red, white, and blue, right? So in Israel, it's the blue and white. Okay. Lavash is to dress, like to clothe, right? But we have a hifil form here. You'll note. See this preformative hey letter here? That tells us this is hifil. So to cause to dress, you will cause to dress. So that means you will clothe, you will adorn, right? You will don. And actually, hilbash ta means this is perfect. So it's like a past tense. We have the vav conversive here again, changing our aspect. That's why I kind of naturally said, and you will clothe or cause to wear otam. Otam. So the et is just a definite direct object marker with a mem stuck on the end. Them. So you will don, D-O-N, I think, don them. Et. Now we're going to get who's getting clothed in them. Aharon. So you will don Aharon achikha. Achikha. Achih is just an older genitive. It's an older way to express construct. The brother of cha, of you. Your brother. Otam, with them. You shall don them on Aaron, your brother. Make it sound better in English. Ve'et. And notice we point it, we don't change it to u because aleph is not a labial and it doesn't have a shwa under it. And et, we don't translate. Banaiv or banaiv. You'll notice the blue box because it is in the construct. That's from the word banim, which means sons. Drop the mem, bene, sons of, then put the vav on the end, banaiv, his sons. His son would just be beno, right? But this is banaiv, you got that yod in there, reminding you that it's a plural. Not to be confused with achikha, that's just an older genitive ending, meaning of. Ito, or ito, with him. So Aharon and his sons with him are going to be donned. They're going to be dressed with them. That seems kind of hard to see for me. Let me better. Okay. Let's look at that clause one more time. V'hilbashta, and you shall cause to lavash. You shall don, you shall dress. Otam, them, et Aharon, Aaron, achikha, your brother, et banaiv, and his sons, ito, with him. How you guys doing? Any comments or questions? Umashachta or umashachta. So here we have the ta again at the end of a perfect verb, reminding us also of you. Mashach, well, we know mashach, right? This is the verb where we get Mashiach from. So mashach means to anoint, right? The idea is with oil. So mashachta would mean you anointed. You anointed. But we have the vav conversive, u, and it's an u instead of just a v, because it comes before labial, mem. See? So these guys, they're both vav conversives, or I will write it as it's written in scholarly literature, waw conversive. There's other terms for this. I'm going with an older term, the conversive, because it's I think it's easier to make people remember that it converts. It's like it's converting the aspect. So mashachta is anointed you, so you anointed. But umashachta is and you will anoint, right? So you shall anoint. So I'm going to say this is so, or then, then mashachta you shall anoint otam or otam. So the aleph tav is just the definite direct object marker. And the again is them. I like what I did there. I'm going to fix the one up above that's kind of ugly. Them. Umashachta otam. Umashachta otam. Then you shall anoint them. Otam. Umileita. Mile. This is what we were talking about a couple Shabbats ago, where I was quoting from Hamashiach when he says, "Don't think I've come to tear down the law and the prophets. I haven't come down to tear down, but to," and then the Jewish Greek word uses pleroo, to fill up. And I explained that this maps to the Septuagint to this word that we're looking at right now. This is a PL form from male, which is to be full. Mile, you notice there's a dagesh, there's a strong dot in the middle root letter here. I'll show you this. A little bit bigger. There we go. There we go. Okay. Right up there. See the dot inside the lamed? The root letters are mem, lamed, aleph. And whenever the third root letter is doubled, that is expressing the piel binyan, the intense binyan. If you're curious about the verbal system in Tanachit and biblical Hebrew, then check out my playlist, Language Snippets, and look at the video that has a little thumbnail of the menorah. And I kind of go through and I show how nice and orthogonal, how nicely organized these 7 major binyanim are. That's verbal stems in biblical Hebrew. So the PL is an intensive form usually. So milei is to fill up, to play ro'o. So the Messiah, it's oftentimes just translated, I came to fulfill. But I like that this verb really is milei, it's to fill up. To fill up. So umileita means you filled up, but umileita means and you will fill up, and you shall fill. And you shall fill et yadam. Yadam. Yad means hand. And the mem is there. Literally, hand of them. So fill up their yad, their hand. Now, what is going on here? Filling up the hand. This is kind of mysterious. To fill someone's hand up is used in priestly language, meaning to, what's it called when you, uh, like smicha, you ordain. It means to ordain, right? To fill the hand is to ordain. And there are some who think that there was some actual sacred item that was handed to them. Like we know in the Mishkan, there are certain items where anything that touches that item instantly becomes kadosh, becomes holy, right? So there might have been an actual item which is lost to us now, which was handed to the priests to make them holy. Just speculation. I think I learned this from Dr. Baruch Levine in his commentary. I think it's Baruch Levine. Oh, it's either Baruch Levine or Jacob Milgram. Pretty sure it's Baruch Levine. Okay. Vekidashto. Kidashto. The to. So it's again from the ta. You. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing here. You. And look, we have another PL binyan. Another PL verbal root. So the verb is kadash. Kof dalet shin, or kuf, some call it. So kadash is to be holy. But kidesh is to designate as holy. See, it's a bit stronger. To designate as holy. Sometimes it can even have the hifil meaning of to sanctify, but to designate as holy. So kidash ta means you designated as holy, but then we have the vav conversive. Changing the aspect. Ve kidash ta. So you shall designate as holy. Otam. Otam. If Brother Tom is watching, oh, there's a couple Toms, right? If either of the Toms are watching, oh, Tom. Oh, Tom. Them. Vechihanu. Vechihan li. So this verbal root, a little interesting here. Let's finish this verse and then we'll be done. You might recognize the root, kaf, he, nun, is where we get the word kohen. Actually, this is probably a back form verb formed from the noun. Kohen is a priest. A priest. That's a Kohen. But these are only priests of Adonai. You don't use this word to talk about priests from other religions, unless you're showing some perversion, like what happened in Israel after the kingdom was rent away from David, right? So usually there are other words for foreign priests, right? Even in modern Hebrew today, you wouldn't call a Catholic priest a Kohen, for example. So anyway, so this is a verb that's from that. Chihanu means they shall priest. They shall priest. And what it's really saying is officiate as priests, right? So chihanu, the u ending, is they. And then the vav conversive is going to change it again. And we're going to get they shall priest. They shall act as priests. I mean, if we had the verb in English, we could just say they shall priest. They shall priest. Maybe I'll write that. To priest, let's say. To priest. To priest. Priest. Sorry, I can't see it so well with my. I'm nearsighted. I got to take my glasses off so I can see better up close. Good enough. So they shall priest, and we'll do the ooh. They shall priest. They shall priest. That's they. The they ending of a verb is ooh. Vechihan ooh. And shall priest they only. For e me. Okay. They shall priest for me. Priest it, priest it, priest it. Okay, so to priest something. All right, we'll read it one more time and then we'll be done. I'm just going to leave it at this Zoom level. Sorry for those of you on cell phones. V'hilbashta otam et Aharon achikha. So you shall don them, Aaron, your brother, right? Like don the clothing on Aaron, your brother. Ve'et banaiv, and his sons. Ito, with him. Umashachta, and you shall anoint otam, them. Umileita. Oh, I didn't color that one, did I? Oh, it is. It's, you just can't see it so well. Yeah, see, it's colored. And you shall fill up et yadam, their hand. Vekidashta, and you shall designate as holy otam, them. Vechihanu li, and they shall priest for me. They shall officiate as priests for me. Okay, if you guys enjoy the work we do here, please consider becoming a patron over at my Patreon, patreon.com/Hebrew Literacy. This is how we survive. I really would appreciate it. This is an outgrowth. This ministry is an outgrowth from Congregation Simchat Hashem in the Philippines. And if you are in the Philippines, we are having our Rosh Hashanah celebration this Wednesday evening. Feel free to check in. We'll probably be streaming it live here in place of our First Kings lesson. That's tomorrow. So hope to see you there. And if you are in the Philippines and you want to come by, then please register in advance. Make sure you get a ticket because there is limited space and food. So we need to make sure to do tickets for that. Okay. If you can't afford it, there are sponsors. So just let us know. You could either contact Doris or Trisha, and I'm not going to give out their stuff right now. So shalom, shalom. Have a great and blessed rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow on the Chag.